After the gasoline was spilled, Alan gave the lighter to Pale Matty. It was his home. They rushed through the woods, both nervous. When the crooners arrived, the villa was a blazing inferno. Alan knew colleagues were likely trapped and fled with Matty. Alan renamed Matty, sticking to their story regardless of who asked. Before the main plot, they had met 13 times. However, Matty didn't know Alan's real name. He was just subject 5 in the lab. Initially, there were 9 participants, later reduced to 6. The lab referred to them all by numbers. Alan told him, "Nice, clearly, we've been marked as the cleanup crew." They aimed to eliminate all scientists, including the operations agents. Matty only knew he was researching and loyal to the elite. Worse, Matty didn't know what agents were doing, but now he knew he was in danger. Having a guy riding alongside, it's not that bad. He told Alan, "We're just doing research, not making anything useless." The pills were made in a factory far away. Alan felt a surge of despair. He had no meds. He hadn't taken green pills for 51 hours. Suddenly, Matty recalled Alan stopped maintenance meds last year. 8 months ago, he got a live virus injection and stabilized, needing no more green pills. But superiors never told them. Times L, Alan thought Matty can help him quit blue pills. Matty thought, yes, but risks exist. Besides, they had to go halfway across the globe. Things reached this point, so they prepared to go to the Philippines. Meanwhile, the execs were practically exploding, as every agent they sent out perished in the flames. They found only one body, confirming a gunshot death. The two rented a small hotel, where Alan warned Matty not to contact anyone. Alan made passports overnight easy for him. Matty watched, feeling more at ease. At dawn, they split up and went to the airport. Alan called Matty to remind, "Don't look back." During surveillance, the task force discovered that Matty had vanished, or someone picked him up in secret. They resorted to the clumsy method of tracking that vehicle's movement. Alan suddenly saw a news report stating that the medical chief of the Stumbling Block Project had met an untimely demise. He was supposed to testify in the Senate about the connection between the Stumbling Block Project and a guy named Jason Bourne. And that Jason Bourne jumped into the East River in New York, with cops and federal agents searching high and low. They then split up. They boarded a plane to Manila, Philippines. After a night's tracking, Rick's men finally spotted Matty. They confirmed Matty was taking a passport photo. No doubt he was preparing to flee the country. They proceeded to check the surveillance at all surrounding airports. After a massive sweep, they finally spotted Dr. Matty. The duo smoothly arrived in Manila and swiftly headed to the pharmaceutical factory. Alan had planned to infiltrate the factory as a doctor, but the guards recognized Dr. Matty right away, making the deception a whole lot easier. They infiltrated the drug factory. Rick's men then found Matty at JFK Airport and kept pursuing. After a thorough check, they confirmed Matty had flown to Manila and continued searching for suspicious leads on them. Alan and Matty infiltrated the factory, using Matty's ID to enter the research office, arousing suspicion from Brendage. Rick knew Brendage well, ushered everyone out, as this man should be dead. He's Agent 5 of Harvest Project, Alan. Claw, Rick finally got it. While they came to Manila, they were there to find drugs, and the factory was under Terra's oversight. They finally pieced it all together. Dr. Matty planned to inject Alan with a live virus. Matty had the live virus ready. If Alan survived, he would no longer need the blue pills. Just then, Terry contacted the workshop supervisor at the factory. Terry was the company's vice president, and the supervisor already sensed something was off with the two men. He sent someone to check. Alan bickered to divert attention. Danger loomed. They fled fast. The supervisor sealed all doors, and Alan's group broke in. Alan fired 2 shots to create chaos. The gas leak caused pandemonium, allowing them to escape the factory with the help of the employees. As they left, they met the workshop supervisor again. Alan took off his gold watch and called a doctor for him with a smile. And he swaggered off. Rick thought Alan wouldn't get far without an assistant. His intellect would drop. But if he had no assistant, Alan might get shot. If Alan gets shot, it's really trouble. Without an assistant, intelligence drops, but with one, severe symptoms arise. They'll get a fever in half an hour, but Rick's unfazed. Just eliminate the 2, and all's well. Rick sent Plan 3 in the fog, arriving in 2 hours. Alan felt dizzy. Sweating profusely, Matty took him to an Invacare, sweat dripping like water beads. Despite that, he pushed himself to sit up and told Matty, "My clothes hide 40 grand, plus some fake ID. They were all blank, along with the gold watch he had just snagged." Alan urged Matty to split and find a quiet place. Matty did enough. Number 3 arrived in Manila, got a call from the contact with all assassination intel. At this point, Alan had fallen asleep. Hours later, he awoke drenched in sweat. So he guzzled 2 bottles of water. Matty just bought meds when he noticed cops surrounding the inn. Alan quickly got dressed. The meds had worn off, and he was fine. Number 3 arrived at the scene just in time, while Alan initially thought Matty had played it safe and left. Matty stayed, revealing their location, and was chased by officers. Alan grabbed his bag and fled upstairs as they closed in.